Oh well, I guess I'm getting myself into more and more trouble here. I'm actually going through the pain of taking this apart to get the hard grease out of the capstan mechanism, or the pinch roller mechanism actually. As you can see, I've taken out a bunch of stuff, including the flywheel, which I almost messed up because it got stuck half the way. And actually had to kind of readjust this the centerpiece. Luckily there are two screws for that, because I kind of pulled that out when I tried pulling the flywheel out, making tons and tons of photos so that I can remember how it all went back together. But that's where we are standing at the moment. I've just taken out this big ass solenoid, which is activating the capstan. Problem is, as you can see, it doesn't have screw holes, it just has these cutouts, so kind of see it right there. I actually went ahead and I've drawn around the mounting piece of the solenoid so that I can get that back into the right position, because if I don't get that done properly, I guess I'll end up with a ton of trouble, like the pinch roller pushing too hard against the capstan or something like that. There is the belt. That's still in very good condition. There is the bearing for the capstan with 2 out of 3 screws removed. I hope that doesn't move. But anyway, also got that switch halfway screwed loose. So hopefully I'm now going to be able to pull out this piece right there. This is what moves the capstan around, and I think in there should be the hard grease, and therefore the reason for this being all kind of stuck, or not stuck, but not really free to move. Well, the piece that holds the capstan has been removed. It's lying right there, and I can't really say the grease in there is absolutely terribly hard, but I think it definitely should benefit from getting the grease out of there and replacing it with oil. I've done that a couple of times before, always had good success. Also got to clean that solenoid up there. That seems to be kind of greasy. So, yep, has been all taken apart. Now I'm going to clean it, and hopefully I'll be able to get it all back together. Hopefully. Well, part 1 has been done. Cleaned up that post right there. Looks kind of promising. I mean, this is not really the kind of color that good, nice, fresh oil or grease has. So now I'm going to go ahead and clean up this thing, and then I'm going to put it all back together. Well, that part over there is nice and clean inside and out. The core of the solenoid is nice and clean, ready to be re-lubricated, and that was definitely worthwhile. Look at this. That's what was on there. Nice. Also tried to clean the inside of the solenoid. Not easy to do. I don't want to pull it out all the way, but I think I got it all cleaned up inside of there pretty well too. So now I want to go ahead and put this back inside. Put this all back together. This required some patience, I can tell you that much. But we got it back together, at least kind of. It's all still de-adjusted, as you can see. The solenoid doesn't line up with my little painting right there. And same as with that thing right there. There you can see it, the line and the part. That's a good way of doing it. Anyway, so it's not quite perfect, or actually it's pretty far away from being perfect, but it's already far enough for me to say that the repair was successful. Just look at how fast this is going. Before, it would always it would require a lot more force, and it would go a lot slower. And that was all because of a little bit of bad old grease, which is now sitting in all of these paper towels that I gotta clean out when I'm done here. But anyway, we are making progress. And here we are a little bit later on, and as you can see, most of the parts are back in place. Capstan and little part up there have been screwed on and adjusted and everything, so that's all the way it used to be. And still, it's just an incredible difference, an absolutely incredible difference. And might be able to kind of see the new oil I put into there to replace the old grease. Also the solenoid up there. And well, that's a great thing with oil. It's so much better than grease in most applications. Sometimes you have to use grease, but not in here. The big advantage of oil is, for as long as you're not using some kind of garbage that's not supposed to be used in this kind of an application, the oil does not get hard and doesn't get old and nasty and sticky like grease does. So this repair should last quite a while. And that's why I'm doing it right now, because it's just like, you know, you take a couple of hours and do it, and just get rid of the problem forever, pretty much. Well, as you can see, the flywheel is back in its place, and right there, you really have to watch out. Because when I put it into there, it was very, very hard to actually get it to go into there. And when I looked at the front shock, there was like a little piece of rubber coming out of this hole and standing out. And of course that was why the wheel wasn't turning freely, not as freely as it does right now. And so apparently they have a little rubber insert going on inside of there to keep tape dust from getting into the bearing. So you really got to watch out there. I managed to get that thing back in its place, and spinning nice and freely now, so no harm done, I guess. But of course that's something that's just not supposed to happen, so better watch out. Well, it's getting late, and my camcorder is acting like a bitch. Last time I had it turned on, battery showed me 15 minutes, now it's showing me 2 minutes. Anyway, as you can see, I now have the flywheel and the back bearing part back into their places. Basically, the only things that are now missing are these cable organizing things. And I had to do this twice. The first time, it turned out that I had where the capstan is screwed into the flywheel. When I had to readjust that, I adjusted it too far back. So when I put the backing piece on, it would just get completely stuck and wouldn't turn anymore. I've now readjusted that, and actually it seems like I've done a better job adjusting it than TEAC did, because the TEAC adjustment, I do know that, in the TEAC adjustment the flywheel did move quite a bit back and forth, and with my adjustment it still moves, but just slightly, so that should be better. I also decided to replace the grease in the back bearing, you know, just the part where the back of the capstan is sitting in. I also replaced that with oil. I thought I'd leave the grease in there, but it in the end it didn't seem to be too much of a good thing. It seemed like it would just stop rather quickly, and with the oil it is a little bit better. Just turning this, it does seem, I mean, you can see it doesn't turn for all too long. It still seems like it was not adjusted quite right, and it was all not you know, not loose enough. But fact is, without this backing piece, it's just exactly the same. So that's pretty much working correctly. Now I have a dead battery. Stupid camera. Anyway, now I want to go ahead and turn this on and get the motor to spin. Then I want to go and clean the belt off because that thing is extremely dusty. And then I have to clean the capstan because having it stick through the bearings, through its bearing right there, means it now has a lot of oil on there. Then I can put the pinch roller back in its place and go for our first test. And there it is. As you can clearly see, it's still working. Still sounds good. Doesn't have any issues with the speed or something like that. And the best thing of all, our capstan and actually our pinch roller problem is fixed. As you can see, that goes really quick. Bam! You may want to skip around in this video a little bit, or I'm going to do some creative video editing so that you can see the difference. But this, I mean, before it would release and then just really slowly return into the stop position, and now it just goes straight away. There is fast forward. As I found out, direction change actually does work. But I guess that's not the type of thing you want to do all the time, because that certainly does put a lot of strain onto the motors and onto the tape. But it does work. Brakes are still working perfectly. Now I can go ahead and no, not put this back together. I know this video is probably getting pretty long, but what I want to do now is the inside still needs to be cleaned, at least a little bit. I've already cleaned most of the dust out of there, but there are still some things that I want to clean. And then those switches right here do require some contact cleaner. Especially the output switches. Those really aren't making very good contact at all. The potentiometers, interestingly enough, are still good, so don't want to touch those, but I'll have to look into cleaning these switches. Not exactly sure how to reach them. I wouldn't like to take this whole entire front panel off, but I guess that's the way it has to be done. Well, I'll have to see. Just a quick shot how it looks on the inside. Up there is our solenoid. And there it goes. There it goes. There are the rail motors spinning, flywheel spinning. Works really well. Very good.